Hey everyone, welcome to the Mom and Dad Cuss a Little podcast, the show where apparently we're always sick.
It usually seems to be the case around here.
Yeah. This is the show where we share our take on marriage and parenting through the lens of us having been married for almost 9 years.
Oh, she got it this time.
Hey, this is take two.
Take two, she knows how long we've been married.
And having 4 little boys ranging in age from 2 to 8. Fun times.
And soon enough, one of those little range numbers is going to change.
Yay, birthdays.
Yep. I guess first we should get back to that whole you forgot to introduce yourself again.
Oh yeah, I'm ReAnna.
And I'm Adam.
Damn it. Take 3.
Nah, we'll just roll with it.
Ah, well.
Yep. I guess you haven't done the intro in a while.
I haven't. But they know who we are, so.
Hopefully.
At least now they do.
Yep. And if not, you've learned in the last few seconds.
Yay. Welcome.
We're a little scatterbrained.
Welcome, everybody. I think it's the pills and the drugs and the cough syrups and everything that we're on right now.
Yeah.
Holy fucking hell. We just cannot not be sick.
Yeah.
And strangely, this time we're actually sick at the same time.
That usually doesn't happen, actually.
But, to be fair, we didn't get sick at the same time.
No. We've just prolonged stayed sick.
Yeah. Who was it? It was you that got sick first.
Yeah.
And it looked like I was going to bypass everything. And then I woke up one morning and felt like a fucking train hit me.
Yeah.
It was awful. And then apparently this comes with like sinus burn and throat burn and fever and headache and body ache and chills. And I went through all of that in the course of a day.
Yeah.
Where it took you like 2 or 3 days to burn through it?
Yeah, for me it was like, on Wednesday I started feeling the throat burning and the sinus sort of burn, and it was like, okay, slowly I'm feeling cruddier and cruddier until I got to a point where I was like, oh crap, like I'm just dead. By Friday I was calling out of work, and I was out of work Friday and Saturday because I was feeling so bad. And
I had to call out, what was it? The Monday and Tuesday right after that.
Yeah, you were out Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, so we were both out of work for 2 days because of this crap.
And it sucked. It was like Saturday night you started feeling it. And I was like,
and then Sunday was my whole day of, I went through every symptom in the day. Like, oh my God, this is awful. But thankfully you were home, so I was able to go from kind of okay to dead to kind of okay.
Yeah. But, and it sucks because you felt like, okay, like by the end of Sunday night, you were like, all right, I'll probably be okay tomorrow. And then you woke up on Monday and we're not okay.
No, I was not. And that's what's weird about whatever this is this time, is that it's just like ongoing. And it comes in like waves. Like you'll be okay the night before and then you wake up like Frankenstein again.
Yeah.
And now you and I both have a sinus infection.
Yep.
So hopefully this is the last leg. Oh, and we got a fun notice that somebody at the school that the boys go to has whooping cough. Yay.
Well, to be fair, the kid with whooping cough is in the middle school section, but still. It's a joined school, so. So, yay.
But that's just one of the fun things we've been dealing with.
Yeah. But there's a lot going on. I mean, it's Thanksgiving week.
It is.
So do we want to jump off with... We got a bunch to talk about tonight because we've got a bunch of stuff that's been going on besides us being sick. Yeah. And then just the sheer fact that we got Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's start with something exciting that happened. We finally have our room back.
Oh, yes.
Yay!
Yes. I don't know if room back. We haven't had our room to ourselves in a long time.
This is very true. As soon as one moved out, another moved in.
Yep.
Like... sequentially.
Pretty much.
So, basically what we do is we have one of those pack and plays that sits at the end of the bed, and whenever we have a baby, that's where they sleep, because it's easier to just put them in like the little bassinet portion of that, and it had a changing table built in, and all that fun stuff. The baby's at the end of the bed, in our room, not waking up brothers when they wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Easy access, all is well. As they grow, that bassinet part lowers down to the very bottom and basically becomes a portable crib. Well, we have an actual crib, but of course our other children are
Rowdy
maniacs and decided to jump in it one day and completely bottomed it out.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't gotten around to fixing it.
Yeah. They basically, I forget what they were doing, but yeah, they jumped in it and broke the bottom board out of it. And
yeah. And so Sammy has had to sleep in the pack and play kind of since he was born because we didn't have anywhere else to really put him.
Yeah.
Well, he figured out how to climb out of it, and that's always been our rule with the boys. You know, as soon as they learn how to climb out of there, they need to be somewhere else. Even when they were in the crib.
Yeah.
It was as soon as you learn how to climb out of it, you need to be in a real bed.
Yeah. Because being in a suddenly something where they've got to climb over the walls and then fall out, that's dangerous. So let's just put them in a regular bed because otherwise they're going to escape and they're going to hurt themselves.
Exactly. And like if they're climbing out of the crib, they're going to fall from the top of the crib wall to the floor. If they're in the pack and play, then the pack and play is going to tip over with them because it's not super sturdy.
It's not all that heavy or like stable.
So Sammy got moved into Bug's room, which is what the plan was all along. We just never got around to it. Which meant that we had to get a new bed for Bug because he was sleeping in the pirate ship, and that was where Sammy was going to go. So we ordered like the cheapest one on Mattress Firm.
And we just need a twin bed for a mostly 3-year-old.
Almost 4-year-old.
Almost 4-year-old.
So he's got a twin bed like his older brothers. He's super excited about it. He loves it. Mm-hmm. And Sammy's in the pirate ship that has now lasted...
They're all the boys.
All 4 boys. And, I mean, that thing, for $300, it's held up, you know?
It is in great shape. The only thing that's really gone out on it is the batteries and the lights.
Yeah, which it does have little lanterns that light up.
Yeah.
In, like, what would be the captain's quarters portion of the ship. And it's a really cute little ship. I love it. And yeah, Sammy has been doing great in it. He sleeps through the night. He has only been waking up because he's been sick and coughing.
Yeah. Once he kind of got through the worst of the cough issues, he's been able to sleep through the night.
Yeah, and if he does get up, he's been the easiest one of all of them, where if he does get up, we can just, find where he is, kind of take his hand and say, all right, let's go back to bed, change him, put him back in bed, and he goes right back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no fighting, no fussing, no I want to sleep with you crap.
Yeah.
So that's been really nice.
I think he appreciates getting to, have his new big fancy bed. And
he loves it. It's his favorite.
Yeah.
But that's been probably the highlight of the month. Because it completely changed the way our room looks. Like, we have so much more space now.
Yeah, taking his bed out and like, oh, wow.
This is what our room looks like. Like, wow. Yeah. I can walk over here.
Yeah, and suddenly, like, our room, like, our bedroom interaction time, not like adult time, not an adult time. I'm just being like,
are we getting into that?
I'm just saying, like, the sheer fact that we could go back, like, if they're asleep, we can actually go in our room and have a conversation.
And not have to, like, whisper. I mean, we still kind of do, I think, out of habit, but...
Yeah. But, like, I could sit there at my desk and work on... And I could be doing, like, show production and things like that. Like, the stuff that I kind of need to do while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
That I never could because he was asleep.
Because Sam was in there.
Yeah, he was, like, 5 feet from my desk. And now I suddenly can work. And I have more productive hours. And it's been interesting because I even got to do an interview on another show recently that was essentially enabled by the sheer fact there wasn't a 2-year-old asleep next to me at the time.
So it's been really nice. Yeah. And I mean, we're really excited about it. And like I said, he's been the easiest to transition out. So
yeah.
Knock on wood, this is the last one that we have to worry about transitioning out.
I do like that he's so chill about going back to bed.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's in a fog. It'll be like 3 a.m. and he'll wake up and
I just love, back. I love the like Jurassic Park moment that he had the other day when you weren't home yet. You were still at work and something woke me up. It was like a disturbance in the force or something. Like woke me up and I like blinked at the monitor, didn't see anything like out of place, but I turned my head and looked towards our bathroom, which we've been keeping the bathroom light on in case anybody ends up in our room. And silhouetted against our bathroom light is Sammy And as soon as we make eye contact, he, like, puts his arm over his eyes to hide himself. Like, this is not Jurassic Park. I can still see you.
Yeah, he's 2. Peekaboo is still magic.
Peekaboo is still magic.
If I can't see you, you can't see me. That's how this works.
And I was like, Sammy, we gotta go back to bed. And he'll just tell you, okay. And he'll go right back.
Go right back to bed.
But
it's like you'll change him and he'll bop right back in bed, and because he's still in kind of a fog, he's all hugs and kisses and everything. And
yeah.
And
he's very sweet at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Much sweeter than he is during the day.
Yeah, during the day, sometimes he can be a jerk. Especially, like, beating up on his brothers and stuff.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's been fun. The next thing that happened was not so fun.
No.
And
rather infuriating.
Quite. And it actually took, like, a team of moms working together to figure out how the heck to correct it. And it's still a work in progress.
Yep.
So, what had happened was, we went through this issue before of the older 2 waking up before anybody and sneaking stuff and stealing stuff and getting into stuff they weren't supposed to, and getting on the TV, buying
like
pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, pay-per-view.
Like cartoons and stuff, and just doing stuff that they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
So that's why we got the video monitor system. And since we got that, it has cut back quite a bit.
Yeah.
However, recently, the oldest has started getting back into it again. Mm-hmm. And has been encouraging the second oldest to be his accomplice. And
yeah, he's not really, he doesn't want to be an accomplice.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't think to do it. Until Charlie says, hey, let's do this. And then he's like, yeah, okay. And he just, like, kind of goes along with it.
Yeah.
So, I heard them the other day. Charlie was telling Damien, hey, get mommy's Fitbit. Get mommy's Fitbit. Because it was up on the entertainment center. And I hear Damien, okay. And gets up there. He's like, are you going to take it to school? And Charlie was like, yeah. And that's when I was like, oh, hell no. And I got on the monitor and I was like, no, you are not. And they knew they were busted and they scattered like cockroaches.
Yeah. Which is always funny to see when you catch them on the monitor.
So he got scolded for that and for encouraging Damien to basically help him out and do it. And then I think the day after, or that same day, he came home on yellow for having not done his math homework when he tells us all the time, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, that pisses me off. Like, don't do that crap. And I guess the week before, they had been reading a book in class, and he felt the need to point out, oh, look, I can see the animals' butts. So, of course, that got him on yellow for being inappropriate in class.
Yeah.
So, he's just had this little streak. And I was like, you know what? No, this is enough. Like, no, this is going to stop.
Yeah.
And so, I grounded him. With him, though, grounding doesn't usually work.
No, he doesn't care.
You have to get kind of inventive with it because otherwise, I mean, his brothers are going to go into the room. Everybody's going to play with each other, and the whole concept of being grounded is now irrelevant and ineffective. So I decided to get creative with it, and I made him write apology letters. And for each time he whined, I added a letter. Now you have to write to this person. Now you have to write to this person. It started with me. And my requirements were, write what you did wrong, why it was wrong, apologize for what you did, and tell me how you're going to not do it in the future. Like, tell me how you're going to correct this behavior.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and we had to work through it a little bit. You know, I did this. It was wrong because stealing stuff that's not mine, you know, it's not mine, so that's why stealing it was wrong. Being inappropriate at school is wrong because I shouldn't be talking like that at school. Oh, and he said the S word on the playground at school when they were playing tag.
Yeah.
So all of those just kind of built up and pissed me off. And I made him write these apology letters. He whined quite a bit. He ended up having to write 3. 1 to me, 1 to you, and 1 to my stepmom. Because I got her on the phone because she does this really great thing where she's just very disappointed in the choices that you've made. And I hope that you don't make these choices again, because I don't want to be disappointed in you. You're better than this. And it's just heartbreaking. Like,
yeah, she's got that
God,
sort of voice.
it's she's awful. But it works. So I had her, give him that talk. So he wrote those 3 apology letters, and I was like, all right, we'll figure out what tomorrow's creativeness will be. And I was probably just going to have him write lines. So the next day, I come home, I get my dinner, and I sit down on the couch, and my phone pings. And it says, you are 1,688 steps over your step goal for the day. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because last I checked, I sure as heck wasn't wearing my Fitbit.
Yep. The last time I saw it, it was plugged in on the computer.
Mm-hmm. So, I called Charlie. Where's my Fitbit? Oh, and we've been doing backpack checks.
Yeah.
Every morning because he threatened to steal stuff. Or he tried to steal stuff.
Or there were like days where like I'd look and his backpack looked extra heavy.
Yeah.
And so I'd go in and I'd find games and toys. And there was one day where he had like an entire bag of candy shoved into his lunchbox and things like that.
So we've been doing backpack checks. And we did one that morning. So I call him into the room. I'm like, hey, Charlie, where's my Fitbit? Because my step goal is 4,000 steps, which means that somebody walked almost 6,000 steps that day.
Yeah.
It sure as heck wasn't me. And he just goes completely quiet, doesn't talk, but walks to his room with you following, into his backpack, into his binder, into the pencil pouch, and there it is.
Yeah. All the while, Damien is totally ratting him out.
Yep. And I just about came unfreaking glued. How the hell dare you actually go and steal it and take it to school the day after you had to write apology letters saying why that was wrong?
Yeah.
Because 2 days ago you got busted for that exact same thing. I was livid. Like, this child was lucky that my hands were not on him because I was so pissed. He got spanked. He got sent to his room with the, I don't want to see you again tonight until I have calmed down, because right now I am not calm. I am mad. And so that's when my mom emergency text went out to my 3 consultants. Your older sister, our sister-in-law, and my stepmom. Like, I have a mom emergency. You guys are my go-to.
I need a mom powwow here because I'm going to murder one of them.
Right. I'm trying not to.
It's like, you guys like having 4 boys around, right?
Right. You like your nephew. You like your grandson, right? Good. Help me out here. And we kind of all collectively came to the decision that the aggressive approach that you and I usually take, yelling at them, spanking them, grounding them, obviously does not faze him anymore.
Yeah.
That's very clear. So we have to change tactic. And it needs to be a longer lasting punishment than a week. And he needs to understand that, why stealing is wrong, number 1. And number 2, how hard you have to work to earn something that you want.
Yeah.
And, his whole reason behind stealing it was because he wanted to be able to tell the time. So I told him, well, why didn't you just ask me for a watch? Well, I didn't think of it that way, but I guess if I would have asked, you would have just said no. Well, you didn't give me the chance to say no. You just stole.
I still think that's kind of a bullshit excuse.
I think it is too.
I think it's I need to come up with an excuse.
Uh-huh.
Because when it comes to those sort of things, he's actually pretty good at bullshitting on his toes.
He can lie at the drop of a hat. But we're like, all right, well, you know what? You want to watch? Let's do this. For however long it takes you. Basically, I told him, I was like, here's the deal. We can either do what I'm about to tell you, or I can call the cops and tell them that I have a thief and a liar in my house. And you know what they do with thieves and liars? Those kind of people go to jail. And thankfully, we have a police officer in the family, and Aaron was totally willing to get them to come over and, like, in their patrol car and, like, scare the crap out of Charlie. And I was like, we're going to put that one on the back burner. We might actually do that. Yeah. Hang on to that.
Just kind of hold on to that one just in case.
So that's definitely an option because I'm not above scare tactic to scare them straight.
Yeah.
But basically, the agreement is, I'm not going to put you in jail, but we're going to act like you're in jail. You have no freedoms, no rights, no privileges, nothing. You need to go to the bathroom, you have to ask me first. You want to drink water? You have to ask me first. You are attached to my side 24/7. From the time you wake up, you sit next to my bed to, the time you go to bed. You are with me or with Dad, whoever's home. You are attached to our side. Mm-hmm. Because now you have to be under constant supervision because obviously we can't trust you. Your chores will consist of whatever we tell you to do. So you need to get your room clean every day. You need to sweep the floor every day, which it's not that big of a floor. Calm down. And every time your laundry is done, you have to put your clothes away.
Those are all entirely reasonable things.
All entirely reasonable things.
Like, put your own damn clothes away. Clean your damn room.
I don't even do, but whatevs. So those are his 3 responsibilities. And if he successfully completes a day of doing that, he earns 15 cents. When he earns $5, I will pitch in the other 5 and we can buy him a watch.
Yeah.
And he's totally behind this idea. Some days are better than others.
Yeah.
His first day, he didn't earn his 15 cents. One line that I wrote in our little contract that I had him sign and I signed is that if he has a complete meltdown and misbehaves or acts out or does whatever, I can take away everything that he's earned and he can start back at 0.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of his fine for, having a meltdown.
Exactly. So hopefully this will teach him that, you have to work hard for what you want.
There are consequences for what
there are consequences for what you did. And hopefully the punishment will continue long enough that all of this will become habit.
Yeah.
And will break him of, the bad habit.
Yeah.
So
I was hoping. I mean, it's only been a few days. I mean, it was started.
This is day 3.
Yeah. So.
And it was a rough day, but yeah. I'm willing to let him have his money for today.
Yeah.
It wasn't his worst day, but it wasn't his best.
Yeah.
So. Because honestly, y'all, I don't know what else to do with him.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool and trying to I think the circumstances and the rules in place like kind of put us in a position of always confront him in a super calm way. Mm-hmm. And like be very what's the word? The D word. Shut up with you and the D. Jesus, woman.
Yes,
pervert.
Can't help it. So we have to approach him in a certain way?
Yeah, we have to approach him calmly and carefully and not scream and yell because, he just creates more pushback. But, if I'm coming at him calm and he's having a meltdown, then he's not reacting to me yelling.
Yeah.
It's all, he is escalating the situation on his own.
Right.
I calmly tell him, no, it's like, you signed the contract. It says you're going to sweep the kitchen every day. You are going to put your clothes away. Fluffy, will you keep it down?
We don't need the song of your people right now.
She's not. She's in one of her moods. But yeah, it's like he signed a piece of paper agreeing that he would clean his room and he would sweep the kitchen and so I calmly say, all right, go sweep the kitchen. And he doesn't exactly want to agree with that.
Yeah.
Again, it's only day 3, so
we'll see. We'll see. Day 1 was a lot of him wailing and howling and I wish I never signed it and all that crap. Which is why he did not earn his day 1 funds. But we'll see. I think it'll work once he kind of gets into the habit of it. Like, this is not going away. You signed a contract.
Yeah.
This is not going away. I'm not going to stop because you obviously haven't learned your lesson.
Exactly.
So, once he can prove to me that he has learned his lesson and has completed the task at hand, we'll move on. So,
fun.
Those were the, major events of the week, or of the past few weeks, I guess. This week is Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yay.
We're doing it a little different. We're not deviating too much from Thanksgiving this year, but we are trying a few different things for dietary reasons.
Yeah, mostly for the sake of I have had to go gluten-free recently because we've discovered that my thyroid medication increases my sensitivity to gluten and makes me miserable.
And we've gone over all of that, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this year we are trying to kind of tweak recipes and figure out what we can do that would be gluten sensitive so that I don't have to miss out on things that I love, like stuffing or dinner rolls.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, when you really think about it, a Thanksgiving dinner isn't super, super gluten-y. I mean...
No, but there are parts of it that
it's stuff like, it's stuff like stuffing and the rolls primarily, and there's like maybe a handful of other things, certain types of pies maybe.
Well, and maybe a little bit in the gravy because you put flour in the gravy as a thickener.
Yeah, maybe.
So there are things that could potentially make me completely miserable for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And like the pie crust and all that. So
yeah. So we're trying to downgrade, like trying to make it a little more...
minimize the amount of damage.
Yeah.
So like this year we decided to do a traditional cornbread stuffing.
Yeah. Making the cornbread from scratch to make sure it's like... Because it's something we found out when we were looking. We're like, hey, cornbread should be gluten-free.
Apparently not. Well, at least not the mix that we usually get.
Yeah, basically if you buy a cornbread mix or a cornbread stuffing mix... The cornbread that they use contains flour, like regular old wheat flour.
Yeah.
And so, like, not gluten-free.
Yeah. And we usually get the little box of, like, Jiffy cornbread. And I went on their website, looked up the nutrition information, and I was like, oh, well, we can't use that.
Yeah.
Fuck. So we got just a little thing of cornmeal, and we're going to do it from scratch. Sweet. And, I mean, we're used to doing most of our stuff from scratch anyway. We did stuffing from scratch one year.
Yeah,
it was tedious as hell.
We made a loaf of bread and cut it up and dried it out and made stuffing from scratch. And like, again, tedious as hell, but it worked.
And it was good.
It was tasty.
But so we're not, we're not against doing stuff from scratch by any means. I mean, hello, have you heard of our pumpkin pie recipe?
Ooh.
Jeez.
Yep. God, that's so much work.
It's
so good, but it's so much work.
Because, of course, we don't use, like, the pie pumpkins. We use the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and...
Like, let's take a 5-pound jack-o'-lantern pumpkin and make 15 pies out of it.
Yep. Usually one makes about 13.
Yeah.
Baker's dozen. Yep. But, yeah, so that's... we're deviating a little bit, but we do stick to the same... It's just us for Thanksgiving. We haven't invited anyone over. Nobody has invited us over, and honestly, at this point, if they do, we can't go because we're all sick.
Yeah, we're kind of,
So I wouldn't want to expose anybody to this plague.
No.
But so we're staying here, which is kind of, our usual. We don't really go all out for Thanksgiving. We did get, our usual Jenny O oven ready in a bag, bone-in turkey breast that's got crack gravy, because, oh my God, that gravy... Just put it on freaking everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
But
and it's not like it's like pre-brined and smoked, and it's not like pre-cooked or anything. But we just do the breast for the most because
boobs.
Yeah, that's why. No, it actually has more to do with that's the part that part
that we eat.
That's the part we eat for the most part. And whenever we have leftovers that we end up throwing away, it's all the rest of the turkey.
Yeah.
So, like, when we were looking at it, it was like, are we going to get a whole bird? Are we going to get just the breast thing? And I was like, well, if it's a whole bird, get the smallest one you can find.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably end up throwing a lot of it out. That's just, we're not going to get to it. Or if it's the breast, get the biggest one you can find because we'll eat every bit of it.
Right. Which is what we ended up going with.
Yeah.
So... I think it'll be good. We'll have plenty to eat because I got a almost 7-pound breast.
So a 7-pound turkey breast. That would probably
for 6 of us. That's over a pound.
Yeah,
each.
there probably would have been a 12 or 13-pound whole bird.
Yeah.
And I think normally we'd do like a 9-pound bird. So we're
light.
So
we're pretty close.
That was a big bird. Would have come off of.
Yeah. Shoes. Are they real or fake?
I don't want to cut into the turkey and have like a silicone pouch pop. Thank you. I don't need that thought.
But yeah, so it'll be fun this year. I really, really wanted to, but of course my bubble burst when we looked up the price. There was one year that it was the first year we had Thanksgiving to ourselves and at our home, and it was just us. And we got the most amazing red velvet white chocolate cheesecake from Sam's Club that was the Cheesecake Factory brand.
Yeah.
And oh my freaking goodness.
Well, we had tried that. It was like an anniversary dinner or something.
We went out on a date night.
And we had gone to the Cheesecake Factory and we tried this. We'd actually had this at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
It's a red velvet cake with like a vanilla cheesecake and white chocolate on top. And it was absolutely delicious.
Freaking amazing.
And we actually saw them on the shelf at Sam's Club and we're like, oh my God, that's that super awesome, amazing cheesecake that we had. We've got to get it.
Yeah. So we got it. We had the whole thing. It was like a 9-inch cheesecake, red velvet cheesecake for ourselves. And oh man, it was so freaking good. It was like the best thing in the world. Well, for whatever reason, in years after that, we couldn't find it. Sam's Club doesn't carry it anymore. Nowhere else carries it that we could find. So we've kind of just gone without and always done pumpkin pie. Because our pumpkin pie is bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to toot our own horn, but toot toot. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get one from Cheesecake Factory. There's one in Glendale. Let's just see how much it costs and get one this year. Yeah. So if you buy it online, it's like $70.
Yeah, that's not fun.
If you buy it in store, it's like $60.
Yeah, not any more fun.
It's like, what the...
It was like $18
like,
at Sam's.
Coke in this? Is that why it's so freaking expensive? Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that was the thing, is because it was less than $20 when we bought them at Sam's.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I think it's like one less layer in the one at Sam's than there is at the Cheesecake Factory one, but still, it's not like one layer is worth $40. What the heck? So... yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
Looks like we're having pumpkin pie again this year.
I should say I'm making pumpkin pie. I got a hell of a busy week, man.
I'll cook with you in spirit, dear.
I don't think that works with cooking.
No?
Like, I'll cook with you in spirit, so you're just going to be haunting me while I do all the shit.
I'll possess you.
Still only one body getting shit accomplished.
And everything will turn out god-awful because we all know I can't cook.
Yeah. That's just been established. It's like the one thing you make for Thanksgiving is just for you.
I'm the only one that eats it.
It's like you make your green bean casserole for you.
Yep.
Nobody else.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
But, yeah, so that's just kind of how we do Thanksgiving around here is low-key, just us.
Yeah.
No stress.
Yeah. And well, we keep it very simple. And I've been doing Thanksgiving for so many years.
This is true because you cooked as a kid.
Yeah, I've been cooking forever. And I was like,
because you're old AF, yo.
Meh. But I think I was about 17, 18 when I took over Thanksgiving duty at our house.
Yeah.
And it went from like, Dad or my stepmom were like, parents were doing the cooking. Well, I was a better cook than either of them. And so it was like, it slowly was like, oh yeah. And it was, when I was a kid, the turkey itself was always Dad's job.
Right.
Didn't matter. It was like when I was with my mom or with my stepmom, turkey was Dad's job. Mm-hmm. And in 1 year, it went from it's Dad's job to it's my job. And I'd seen how Dad had been cooking turkey since I was a baby.
Yeah.
But it was like, I took over the turkey and then I just slowly I got all the timings together It's like, because I've been working in like either cooking at home or working in a kitchen my whole life, I was like, I know how to prioritize the time of, okay, you put the bird in here, you start the potatoes here, you start the stuffing here, you got to get the bread ready here, you got to make this. This is prepping while, like, right. It's going to take you this long to do this thing while that's doing this, and then this is doing that. And
you can coordinate all that.
I've had coordinated Thanksgiving since I was 18.
Yeah.
And now I'm in my early 30s, and I've got 10
God, that
plus.
number sounds awful. So glad I'm nowhere near it.
Which 25th birthday did we just pass? Yeah. But yeah, so like I've got over 10 years of coordinated Thanksgiving without. I remember one year I did a completely like last minute Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was just as, hey, and it was when my brother and I were living alone, basically.
Well, didn't we do that with us too? Because it was like the day of, and everybody was like, hey, we're coming to your place. And we're like, we have nothing.
Yeah.
Safeway's open.
It was like the day before, and we find out, oh, everybody's going to come. I guess everyone's coming to our place for Christmas breakfast or Christmas dinner. And we literally had to go like 8 o'clock
Safeway that morning.
Yeah. And buy everything.
But
I remember but there was a year with, it was like Morgan and I, and when we had the house when we moved out. And not only did I like completely throw together this huge meal, like 10-pound bird and all the fixings and everything completely by myself, I also had to build the dinner table that year.
Oh gosh.
Because I didn't actually
literally hammer and nails build the dinner.
Yeah, actually I had to physically build our dinner table.
I remember that dinner table. Didn't we have that one?
Yeah, we actually moved out here with that table.
Yeah.
Yeah. That table was just shy of 8 feet long. And
it was a huge table.
And it was one solid piece because at the time, it was the way I built it. It was like, I needed a dinner table. I didn't have a dinner table. And so I built this thing, this monstrosity of a table. I remember that table. held together with like massive carriage bolts that are like, it's not coming apart.
Yeah, no.
And I forget what we eventually... I know we got rid of it, but I forget how we got rid of it.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It just got passed off on neighbors in a move. But...
likely.
Yeah. I was like, I remember putting this massive dinner together just completely...
and building the table. That's so Amish.
The entire table was made of like reclaimed stuff that it was like parts of a bed frame and and the cat's stealing... And the cat's stealing my microphone.
Come here,
She's in a mood tonight.
She's in a mood. Anywho.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been doing it for a while, so we've got it down. We know how it works. I just kind of stay out of your way and let you do your thing.
Yeah.
And you tell me when it's time for the green bean casserole.
Yep.
That's pretty much how we roll.
Where's my time? Where's the break in the day where I can make the green bean casserole?
Yeah. But what sucks is... this year I didn't get the day after off.
Yeah.
And I like having Black Friday off because then I have that day to like recover.
And decompress.
And get the dishes done and,
Yeah.
all that jazz. But this year I'm not going to have that, so.
And that's the other thing. We're actually pretty efficient with keeping the house clean during all that.
Yeah, because we do, we make sure that all of the dishes are clean. Yeah. The kitchen is completely clean before we start.
Yeah.
And then as we go, we load the dishwasher, have the boys unload it when it's done, reload it as we go. So it's just, it's a constant state of clean. So that helps a lot because, anybody that's done Thanksgiving dinner, most people have their families come over and the family brings, you're in charge of this dish, you're in charge of this, and the house that's hosting is in charge of the turkey.
Yeah.
So imagine, okay, well now the house that's hosting is in charge of everything. Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of dirty dishes that day. Yeah. And we still go through the hassle of plating everything and bringing out the nice platter.
Yeah. I got my nice turkey platter that I always put it on. And
the little crystal bowls that we use for the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. And we don't just eat out of pans.
Yeah. It's Thanksgiving. We gotta break out the nice stuff. Pomp and circumstance a bit.
Exactly. So we break out the nice stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it creates a lot of dishes, a lot of mess, a lot of chaos, but we do clean as we go, so that helps. That's
actually a trick I picked up from my stepmom that we always kind of, like, on Thanksgiving, on Christmas when I was a kid, it was always a state of, okay, we used this thing, get it clean now, because A, you might need it later.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to be, like, crusted. Like, at least get it rinsed off, get it cleaned now, and any plates, bowls, cups, whatever you're using they just get them in the dishwasher now, because, like, we don't want the sink filling up.
Right.
And I remember there were years where we, like, had family over, we had guests over, or, like, big family Christmas party, and everyone would be, like, really surprised that there wasn't a mountain of dishes. Mm-hmm. And they'd go, we're ready, we're okay, we're done.
That's one of my favorite things, especially being from a, traditional Southern family where you have guests over and everything needs to be presentable and perfect and in place. Yeah. And, it's very that Southern hospitality and everything looks perfect type thing. And so I always have that, like, ingrained that when people are over, I hate if there's anything out of place. I hate if there's dishes in the sink. Like, it really, really, really bugs me.
Yeah.
On a very deep level.
Yes, I'm aware.
And
even if it's just like my sister's coming over to cut the boy's hair, like, the house has to be clean top to bottom, because, like, the house has to be presentable if there's company.
It's just how I was raised, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. That's just the environment that I grew up in. But Thanksgiving was always the house looked perfect.
Yeah.
All day. Even when the kitchen was disaster, as soon as everybody was done eating, my aunts and uncles would go clean. Mm-hmm. Like that was just the thing. So, yeah, I love that that's how we do it, because it keeps that going for me.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's funny, again, we don't really entertain, especially at Thanksgiving. No. But it's funny that even on Thanksgiving, when we're sitting down to eat, even if they're not in there properly, all of the possible dishes are they're in the dishwasher somehow. Mm-hmm. It's like nothing's out on the counter, nothing's in the sink. Everything is at least out of sight during the meal.
Yes. Yeah. That's how we do.
Thanksgiving is a fun thing.
And this year it's going to be a quick turnaround, so.
Yeah.
Because you've got to work the night before.
Yeah. I've
got to work Wednesday. The day before and the day after.
I'm working the day after.
Yeah, so it'll be a little bit stressful this year. Yeah. And, we have Bug's birthday as well, which is on the 21st. So his birthday is always just a couple days before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And yes, when I had him, I did spend Thanksgiving in the hospital. Actually, no.
No, you didn't.
I came home, like, the day before.
The Thanksgiving was later that year.
That right. Yeah, it was a later Thanksgiving.
It was a late Thanksgiving that year.
I was worried that I was going to spend it in the hospital.
Yeah, it was that year. That was like the
year he was born year. Was the last time we've had company.
Yeah, because that was when your mom still lived with us. Mm-hmm. When I think my sister lived with us at the time.
I don't think she lived with us, but I know they came over.
Yeah, they were over. Yeah, but you're right. That was the last time and especially because we just had a new baby, so everybody wanted to meet
the new baby.
Yeah, it was like, hey, it's Thanksgiving. Everybody come over and meet the new baby, even if there was just a stop by.
Yeah, but baby Buggy is going to be 4 this year, and OMG.
Yep.
I don't want him to be.
Well,
he's my baby bug.
Yeah.
He's supposed to stay itty bitty forever. We made a promise.
I don't know about that promise.
He promised me that he was going to stay itty bitty forever.
I'm pretty sure he always says, no, Mom.
I know.
No.
He wants to go to school.
Yeah. He wants to be big like his brothers.
I just don't get it. But yeah, he'll be 4 this year. And we're doing our usual birthday non-celebration where we just go get a cake from Fry's and just the 6 of us.
Yep. Just have kind of a quiet family thing.
He gets to pick dinner.
Yeah, he gets to pick dinner.
Which is probably going to be Stromboli.
Stromboli or McDonald's or something, but...
Yeah.
They always like McDonald's for their birthdays.
Yeah, which is pretty much the only time they ever get it.
Yeah, we don't usually get McDonald's.
We don't ever get McDonald's because it's disgusting.
So. It's also just kind of Yeah,
And it's expensive.
We could get better things. Like, we could get pizza. Or we could get, like, a big old meal at KFC. We usually do stuff like that. It's like, we don't usually get those, like, individual meal dining out kind of things.
We always do the family pack stuff, like pizza or big thing at KFC or, you know, Taco Bell.
Giant box of tacos. You know, even that, like, so. But,
yeah, so that'll be fun. And we are doing his birthday thing tomorrow night instead of on his actual birthday because you're home tomorrow night and you're not home on his birthday.
Yeah.
But he has been super excited for his birthday.
Oh, and he's been talking about it for months.
That's all he's talked about.
I did finally get him to calm down with it. I was like, buddy, you gotta stop talking about your birthday all the time. Because it was 50 times a day. He was always going about his birthday is this. And it was like, for my birthday, I want this kind of cake. And I want this. And I was like, buddy, your birthday isn't for 3 months. Calm down. You can't just keep, it's going to get really annoying and we're not going to do anything.
Yeah. But of course we have our family calendar that's on the refrigerator. And for birthdays, I do like stars and dots. And it's like very obvious that there's something on that day. He's like, is that my birthday? I'm like, yeah, it's my birthday. Like, oh God, here we go. So all month that's been back.
Yeah. He's still dialed it back pretty good. It's not nearly as bad as it was before.
Yeah.
And especially leading into Halloween, it was very much about Halloween instead of his birthday for a bit.
Because our kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But that is all the excitement that we have until the next show.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Quite a bit.
I'm surprised that we didn't. I think it's because we're sick. We're a bit more brief tonight because we're both feeling under the weather.
Yeah. Well, and we have an episode of Supernatural to catch up on. Not that you guys are not important. We love our listeners, but I also love Jensen Ackles like a lot.
I'm gonna say it's the meds. I'm blaming the meds because Supernatural's on demand. We can watch that whenever. But I know I'm feeling hazy.
Well, yeah, you took Robitussin and
I took a bunch
NyQuil and
I didn't take NyQuil too. But I'm on a hit of Robitussin I haven't had in a long time.
Yeah.
I forgot how Robitussin feels. I'm a little foggy, I'll admit it.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay.
Tylenol and Robitussin, I'm probably sure I shouldn't have mixed them.
Probably not.
Yeah. Chase that with some eggnog, I'm good. Because it's eggnog season. And it's not pumpkin spice eggnog, because, fuck, that's all I could get for a few months.
But eggnog is disgusting.
Eggnog is delicious. It's awesome.
Anyway, any parting words, dear?
I don't know, I'm on Robitussin brain right now. Nope.
Uh-oh. Do I have to do the where to find us? Because I don't know everything. We might have to just cut and paste from last time.
Everyone's going to cut and paste the spiel. No, I think I can do the spiel.
All right. Ready, set, go.
So, if you want to listen into back episodes of Mom and Dad Cuss, you can find us at...
You sound so high.
I'm getting my fuzzy radio voice on. At Mom and Dad
Cuss. Where the fucking booger's made?
I don't know where it is, mate. All right. We are at momanddadcuss.blogspot.com, or you can find us on Facebook, of course, at Mom and Dad Cuss. Or if you're kind of old-fashioned that way, you can email us, momanddadcuss@gmail.com. If you have any funny little family doodads or whatever, or just want to say, hey, you can email us and do all that stuff. And you got to be really awesome and subscribe to the show so you don't miss anything. Because
we're sporadic as fuck, and you never know when we're going to post something.
Exactly. You never know when we're going to be back. So you need to subscribe, whether you're on Apple Podcast, Google Play Music, and I'm making sure I'm saying Google Play Music because my sister asked me about that during the week. Love you, sister. If you got any feedback, hey, or tell a friend. That's probably the best thing. Subscribe to the show so you always get it, and tell a friend, because that's the best way for word to get out there. I don't care what people say about ratings and reviews, although I'd like some ratings and reviews. It'd be cool if somebody you leave a review in Apple Podcasts or on the Facebook page. You can leave one there too, because that's a cool place. I'd rather it be on the Facebook page, honestly, because then you could see it too. It's cool. But I think I've rambled through my Robitussin fog enough. Any last words, dear?
No.
Never have any last.
One day you'll stop asking me because it just makes it awkward.
The whole thing is awkward.
You're awkward.
Yes, I am. Alright. Because you made fun of me for it for the last few months. For avoiding it. And you skipped it at the beginning. I'm Adam.
I'm ReAnna.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.